Hey y'all, welcome to our kitchen. Tonight we're going to be doing a whole chicken in the Instant Pot. This recipe right here is one of my top go-to recipes for many reasons. First reason being is it's pretty healthy. My second reason, probably tied with my first reason, is it's quick. We love eating a whole roasted chicken, but one, it takes forever, and two, I always dry it out if I cook it in the oven. But this Instant Pot recipe guarantees a juicy, completely cooked, delicious chicken. So let's jump in and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is wash my potatoes. We are a family of 3. It's me, my husband, and my teenage son. So obviously I have 2 guys with healthy appetites. So I normally do between 4 and 8 potatoes. Next, I'm going to put 2 cups of water or broth in my Instant Pot. Bring out this little handy trash can that kind of fastens to the drawer. So when I peel and chop these 2 onions as well as the rest of my vegetables, I have somewhere easy to put the skins or any bad spots that I would like to cut off, which then makes it easy to transport all of that out to the chicken coop for the chickens to eat or to the compost bin. But back to the recipe. I quartered 2 yellow onions and put those in the water inside of the Instant Pot. If you're an onion person, feel free to use more than 2. Once that's done, I started dicing up my potatoes. Now I left these in fairly large chunks, mostly because they cook so fast in the Instant Pot, and if you cut them too small, then they end up turning into mush. So to avoid that, we're just going to leave them in larger chunks. And I also left the skin on mine, but absolutely go ahead and peel them if that is not your style. Next, I'm going to season these vegetables with about a teaspoon of salt. And this is where I realized I forgot the baby carrots. I threw in about 10 or 12 baby carrots, or you could use 2 to 3 whole carrots, but chop them into smaller pieces, obviously. Now, if you followed me for any length of time, you know I'm obsessed with garlic. So I put about 8 to 10 whole cloves of garlic in with these vegetables. You put in however many you feel comfortable with, or you can completely leave this off. This step is optional. I just really love garlic, and I love all of the health benefits, so I try and incorporate it in just about any recipe I cook. I also want to add that if you don't have whole garlic cloves, feel free to use garlic paste or use the garlic in the jar. I like to call it jarlic, just whatever. Now for the chicken. You're going to want to set your Instant Pot to 6 minutes per pound of chicken. So for a 4-pound chicken, you are going to set it for 24 minutes. And another fun kitchen hack I have for you is open that chicken inside a plastic store bag. That way when you are opening it and those juices are flying, it's all being caught inside of that bag and not all over your floor or countertops. Also, make sure that you don't have one of those packs inside of your chicken full of giblets. When I was learning to cook several years ago, I accidentally cooked one of those inside of the chicken and it was a mess. My second hack for you is get one of these Instant Pot slings. They are like $10 on Amazon. I will try to link one in the notes. This is just going to make getting your chicken out a whole lot easier because it's going to be so tender that it's literally going to be falling apart. If you don't have one, that's fine. Just set your chicken on top of those vegetables. Now I'm going to season with a little bit of avocado oil and then season it with whatever seasonings your family like. This is a new hickory smoked seasoning from the Spice Exchange. We visited that store when we were at the beach a few weeks ago and it was phenomenal. We came home with so many new spices and teas and I'm obsessed with that store. Next, we're going to buckle the silicone sling and put the lid on our Instant Pot. Also, don't forget to close the vent on your Instant Pot. And then we're going to go ahead and set our manual timer. Remember, 6 minutes per pound. It will take several minutes to come up to pressure, but then we're going to let it cook and naturally release for about 20 minutes. I went a little early on all of my times, so y'all do as I say, not as I do. And this is where the sling comes in so handy. This chicken just comes out all in one piece, and I'm able to move it from my Instant Pot to my casserole dish. But I had to enlist the help of somebody else for this next part because getting that sling out from under the chicken without it falling apart is kind of difficult. So I lifted the chicken up while my son pulled the sling out from underneath it. Now we are going to put it in the oven under broil for maybe 10 minutes, just long enough to crisp up the skin on that chicken. While it's in the oven, I went ahead and plated my vegetables. They are piping hot, so the 10 minutes on the plate does not cool them too much. Once the skin is crispy on the chicken, I go ahead and pull it out of the oven. And I will give you a quick shot of what that looks like. But what I really want you to see is how tender this chicken is. I get the whole thigh and leg off without a knife. When I tell you it's literally falling off the bone, I'm not telling you a story. It's still tender and juicy, but it is cooked all the way through. It's truly a no-fail method every single time. But here's the final product. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Instant Pot meal is.